Olivia Grace. Welcome to my book club, and today I'm going on a story walk. Today we'll be reading Garcia and Colette, Go Exploring by Hannah Barnaby, pictures by Andrew Joyner. What do you think this story's about? Garcia and Colette were having a disagreement. Space, said Garcia. Sea, said Colette. Stars, said Garcia. Sand, said Colette. There was only one thing to do. I will build a rocket, said Garcia. I will build a submarine, said Colette. And at the same time, they said, I will go exploring. They gathered their materials and got to work. Garcia's rocket was snazzy and silver, made of metal and bolts with a round window on the side. Colette's submarine was gold and glorious, made of metal and bolts with a square window in the front. Nice work, Garcia said. You too, Colette replied. They prepared for their journeys. Garcia packed 14 peanut butter sandwiches, a notebook, and a pen, and his lucky hat. Colette packed 15 peanut butter sandwiches, a notebook, a pen, and her lucky socks. They were ready to go. Bon voyage, called Colette as she climbed down her hatch. Bune surete, shouted Garcia as he climbed up his ladder. They waved to each other through their windows. The countdown began. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Blast off! Colette watched Garcia's rocket lift quickly into the sky. Showy, she thought, but the blue flames trailing behind it were quite beautiful. Garcia watched Colette's submarine glide quietly under the water. So slow, he thought, but the sun shining on the gold paint was mesmerizing. Garcia's rocket climbed up, up, up. The sunlight thinned and disappeared until the air was like ink all around him. He took out his notebook. Space is dark, he wrote. Colette's submarine sank down, down, down. The water turned from blue to navy to black. She took out her notebook. The sea is dark, she wrote. Garcia sped past the moon. He looked out his round window and observed stars and meteors and many glowing things. Space is beautiful, he wrote. Colette floated over the coral reef. She looked out her square window and noticed exotic fish and other creatures glowing like lanterns. The sea is beautiful, she wrote. Garcia ate a peanut butter sandwich. All he could hear was the sound of his own chewing, and then the scratching of his pen as he wrote. Space is quiet. Colette ate 2 peanut butter sandwiches. She hummed a little eating song, as she often did, but her voice sounded louder than usual. The sea is quiet, she wrote in her notebook. Began to wish he had made his rocket a bit bigger inside. He wanted to put on his lucky hat, but he couldn't take off his space helmet. He wanted to count the stars, but up close, they were too bright to look at. Space is lonely, Garcia wrote. Colette couldn't get comfortable. She wanted to put on her lucky socks, but she couldn't reach her feet. She wanted to put her toes in the sand, but she couldn't open the hatch underwater. The sea is lonely, Colette wrote. Garcia took one last look at space. Then he turned his rocket around and started back down. Colette took one last look at the sea. Then she turned her submarine around and started back up. Splashed down just as Colette's submarine popped up. They waved to each other through their window. Colette towed Garcia back to shore. The sea was great, she told him, but too much water. Space was awesome, Garcia said, but not enough air. I have an idea, said Colette. It was nighttime when they arrived. There was sand beneath their feet. There were stars above their heads. There was darkness and quiet all around them. Desert, they said together, and they were not lonely, not one little bit.